An update on American Lithium, Ozop Energy, and Hydrogen Systems Inc. We'll begin with American Lithium Corp. American Lithium closed up at $2.58 for the session of the 8th of February 2020, or 9th of February, sorry about that, 9th of February 2021. And we can see it has a market cap of $394.4 million, 120.234 million shares outstanding. We don't have any figures on the short interest on there or on others. It says the news early in the session of yesterday, the 9th of February, says American Lithium reaches agreement to acquire Plateau Energy Metals. Okay, that's all. Yeah, and yeah, that's the piece of news that was out as at yesterday, the 9th of February 2021. It says American Lithium appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above zero. It is outperforming the S&P 500. It is no doubt strongly bullish. It is, very far away from its short-term trend lines. It's at let's see, it's at $2.57 or 58, whereas its short-term trend lines at $1.92 for that's the 10-day. The 20-day is at $1.84, 50 days $1.34. So it's almost close to 100% above its 50-day trend line. Yeah, and trading very high away from all of the other short-term trend lines. Momentum for lithium American Lithium is strongly bullish. Okay, we can see that. We can see that the price rate of change above here is upward sloping, but at some point it was even higher than that, even though it's currently indicating 46.4%. But that is not exactly momentum. Momentum is associated with velocity, which is what the price rate of change is indicating there. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors pay high prices for shares. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. We can, if we take a reference from this price of $2.18, which occurred on the 3rd of February 2021, we can point out that the extension level from here is at $2.64. So that will be the next that will be the 100% extension level from that reference point. So we just that reference point is the last point that it declined. It's the last high point. It declined and continued. Last point it declined. Yes, so that's why we chose that. It's quite convenient. In some other cases, you may not be able to find a convenient point to pivot or to see if you can determine certain extension levels. So extension levels obviously are just determined by natural numbers that Fibonacci himself discovered. But that is not a prediction. It's just a reference, just to point out something. And the key thing there is that other market participants are looking at that as well. So in as much as it doesn't have any bearing, it doesn't predict anything, but it's a natural number. It occurs naturally, and like I said, market participants are looking at that, and when they are looking at that, there's a good chance they will put money into it and take action. So if they are seeing that the 100% extension level, which is not exactly the next level, because going by that reference, it has actually surpassed the next level, which is the 61.8 extension level. It has already surpassed that, given its current price of $2, roughly 20. That's the current, given this price of $2.57. It has already surpassed the 61.8 extension level, from that reference point of $2.18. So the next one will be that 100%. So if they are looking at what is going on now, they might say it might have some more room to run before a correction may occur. So just so so the stock is not that expensive at the moment. So if you want to get involved, or if you're not already involved already, as always, a small amount of money, something you can afford to lose if it happens. If it goes off, if it fizzles off, you're still going to continue, still going to carry on, you're still going to continue to operate. So let's move on to the next one, which will be OZOP Energy. OZOP closed at roughly 35 cents, and there's nothing, the chart is not very clear because of I believe a dilution they had of late or something like that. So it's it cost the price to they had to it happened that the price had to be split into several bits. That's why we have this very low figures, whereas at some point it was trading at probably triple digits. It has a market cap of $1.2 billion. 32.264 billion shares are outstanding. You can see what we are talking about. So is there any news concerning OZOP? Okay, so it filed a Form 8 some time ago. It's just probably disclosing some news, and he also appointed a new director of operations. That was way back on Monday, Monday 8th of February 2021. So OZOP appears to be in a strong bullish trend. We can see that obviously because of that dilution, and we'll try and magnify the chart in a different session. OZOP appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping. The MACD histogram is above zero. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that the issue is outperforming the S&P 500 index. Momentum for OZOP is strongly bullish. Okay, we can see the price sort of change here. Okay, even though that that curve is tipping over, it still says it's strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. This means that investors have been actively purchasing shares and driving the price higher. Okay, is above 80. Okay, so it's overbought, in the overbought territory. The 9th of the volume on the 9th of February 2021 was heavier than usual, trading 432,927,051 shares versus an average of 110,204,303 shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. The Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of greater than normal volatility that's accompanied the recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal. We have to indicate also that we have a positioning in OZOP Energy, and yes, it's still trading at affordable prices, at penny prices. So if you want to get involved, it's you have to be careful, not a lot of money, and see how it goes. So we'll move on to the next one, Hydrogen Systems, XFLS. hydrogen systems closed at roughly 2 cents, and we don't have any position there. It has a market cap of 402,000 and $402,000. 23.13 million shares outstanding, which is relatively small compared to what we just saw in OZOP, and indeed lithium. But it's in the hydrogen space. It's probably much more related to, or rather much more associated with just the likes of Sun Hydrogen, and we'll come back to that. So it's doesn't any news there. It appears to be correcting within a longer term bullish trend. Is it correcting? Yeah, okay, let's if you go by this high of 3 cents, and it's this 2 cents. Obviously it's still in the correction mode, although its MACD is presently below the signal line. Shares remain 59.8% above an upward sloping 200-day moving average. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that the issue is outperforming the S&P 500 index. Momentum for XFLS is strongly bearish. Okay, we can see the price of change has collapsed into the negative territory. It's at minus 21.8. It's strongly bearish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. Okay, can we see whether it's oversold here? Okay, in relative terms, you can say it's oversold. At some point it was even worse than that. Okay, so if they are indicating that it's oversold, what can we do? The 14, okay, it's called oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. So the volume for the 9th of February 2021 was heavier than usual, trading 14.412 million shares versus an average of 1.7 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. So I would say, going by the momentum that is bearish, and the fact that it's also oversold to some extent as well, and also the fact that it is not even trading up to 2 cents, and you can see this small market cap of 400, not even up to 500,000, not even up to half a million. Going by all of these things, and it's in the hydrogen space, not just the green space. It's in the hydrogen space, yes, even though hydrogen, there have been hydrogen fuel cells going on for decades, for more than 10 years now. So it's not a big deal. It's not exactly a moonshot. So they are in the right space, and they are also affordable. And right now, in the short term, it's a bit bearish. I can just easily say just jump in, but obviously not with a lot of money. With a small amount of money, very small change, put it in there. Your coffee and sandwich change or cigarette change, put it there and see how it goes. It's definitely going to do something. They are obviously relying on market participants like yourself to eventually raise the funds they need to knock their technology out of the park. Who say they shouldn't? All the others did. So yes, let's get going and see how it turns out. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. If you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for knocking this subscriber count beyond 1,000 and growing. But we also noticed that over the last week we had about 9,000 unique viewers. If all those guys who watched, all those leading viewers that watched, subscribed, we will have a subscriber count that is up to 11,000. So thank you very much again.